Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Vasil and I'm living on and restoring this 1974 Columbia 45. In this episode, I got these two solar panels that have been bugging the ever-living crap out of me since I've had this boat. They were originally set up like above the helm station where you walk in, and I constantly had to duck. So I took that structure down, and ever since then, one of those solar panels has acted as my door holder, and the other one's been sitting idly on the deck of this boat. It's time to organize those solar panels. So from the previous structure that was holding those panels on, I saved those pipes. So I should be able to MacGyver some sort of structure where I can lay those solar panels in an organized fashion somewhere on deck. So that's what we're gonna try to do. So let's get out there and see what we can put together. Solar panel number one, doing its due diligence as the door holder. It works great as a door holder, except for when it gets kind of wavy, and then this collapses and makes a very loud noise, typically waking me up in the middle of the night, and the door slams shut. So again, not only is this not the correct place for a solar panel, it just shouldn't be my door holder. So time to take care of this. On the front is the second solar panel. So obviously seagulls still terrorizing this boat. I still don't know how to handle those demon birds. However, some of the materials that I think I need, I've laid out here on deck. So these are the structure that originally held the solar panels up right above there. So I'm gonna try to repurpose them. I think they'll come together to form some sort of structure that I will temporarily put on this part of the boat. As far as why I want to put them on this part of the boat, well, everything thus far has been temporary, so I don't want to make any solar panel setups that are permanent above there. For that, I will need brand new pipes, and this is not an area that I use a lot, so it won't be in the way when I load and unload the dinghy, and it won't be in the way when I enter the boat. So this is where they're gonna go, and I certainly will have to take care of all that seagull shit before I move on. But in the meantime, let me try to put this thing together and then see if it fits up there. Okay, here is the preliminary structure. I think this should work. So it's only got 3 legs, and it, again, being temporary, I just used whatever I had to make something that can withstand 2 solar panels. So right now I'm going to put this structure up where I want it to go and see how it fits up there. Here's the thought process, just like that. So 3 attachment points using all 3 of those legs. The one thing I have to do is just loosen up some of the bolts and play with the angles until they sit just flush. They're not quite flush, so all 3 of those legs will need to be adjusted. And then this time I'm actually gonna cut some tape and put the tape underneath the holes for the screws, because you guys are 100% right. I have not used butyl tape on anything that I've done so far, including those front cleats and then the mount that's holding my engine. So I'm gonna do it right and put some tape underneath all of the screws and see if these solar panels end up sitting like they should. No, wait, first I absolutely have to see if these actually sit properly on there. So I'm gonna put the solar panels on first before I go ahead and start cutting the tape, because I think they should work. I measured everything, but let me just check in real life. That's the idea. So 2 solar panels, 120, 125 watt each. Other one's gonna go side by side. That's the one that's the door holder, and currently charging one of the batteries for my Milwaukee tools. But this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the legs and then cut the tape for the bottoms of these attachment points. After that, I think I got a pretty good system to attach the solar panels to this pipe. This is what it looks like. So it's just regular Gorilla tape that's meant to keep things waterproof. Just put it up underneath the leg and drew a line. So time to repeat the process for that leg and that leg, then just simply cut it out, and we're ready to put this contraption to the boat. Now that the tape is on the legs, it's time to align this thing. So you just want to make sure that we're relatively close on either side, and that leg is centered. So let's climb over and use the tape measure to see how level this is. Good, it's all done. 2 inches on either side of clearance, and that is on center. Let's grab the drill and drive some screws into the hole. Now that I got that frame mounted, it's time to mount the solar panels to the frame. For that, this is what I'm going to be using. This is a 3/4 inch conduit mount that you use this to mount to a rail essentially. So the rail in this case is just going to be the solar panel. So this should easily fit around the pipe, and I'll have to drill some holes inside of the solar panels. Before I do any of that, I'm going to take a solar panel and put it on the frame and match up where these are going to go. This is great. So this is how the solar panels are pretty much going to sit. So this is for a temporary solution. Fantastic. Now I'm going to take these guys, and again, they should just go around this pipe when this bolt is loosened, and then screw into here. So I'm going to just make marks on the solar panel where I need to make the hole, all the way down the line and up there. Then I could take these off and make the holes to mount these. Now that the marks have been made, before I drill the holes, 1/4 by 1 inch, that's the size of the screw I'm going to be using to basically mount the solar panel to this bracket. So I'm going to match a drill bit for the appropriate size, and then go outside and drill the holes in the bottoms of the solar panels. Sun fell pretty quickly today, so again, working into the late evening. Let me show you the bracket. This is that conduit bracket attached with a 1/4 on the other side, and now it's just time to do the other 7 on all 4 corners before I can go ahead and mount it to the frame. I think I'll get the brackets on today. I don't think I'll have a chance to test the system because we are out of sun, and these are solar panels, so they need sun. So let's see if we can get this mounted tonight, and then tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, see if I can test how much power we're getting from these solar panels. All 4 brackets are on. I'm going to do a test run with 1 solar panel and see if these even work. I don't know. Let's find out. It's actually pretty good. I nailed all my landing points. So all 4 are sitting where they need to be sitting, which is fantastic. This is what hand measuring gets you. But this is good. It's actually pretty secure without even having the screws tightened. Now I just need to repeat the process for the other solar panel, place them alongside, line them up, and then tie them down. That means put the screws inside of those brackets. Cool. We got the solar panels on. The fronts have been screwed on, so they're not going anywhere. The rears, I'm gonna do tomorrow because it's time to get some sleep because I have work in the morning, and this will continue tomorrow. Day 2 has officially begun. So everything is mounted and secure. So these panels are going nowhere, which is nice. They're secured on the bottom, again, using those conduit clamps, and it worked out. I know they're not marine grade, but this is once again a temporary solution. Give these a nudge. We know they're not going anywhere. Next step is these boxes connect the wires. I have some of the old wires. This was the old wire from the solar panel. I'm gonna measure it at 40 inches and then cut this wire, and that's gonna be the wire between the 2 panels, and then I'll have to make a separate wire that's gonna go from this panel, I'm thinking, into this hole if I can fit it, because it's right here, and that hole comes out on the other side for this rope, and I am thinking of running that wire along to that side because that's where my desk is. But first things first, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's cut this wire, connect the 2 solar panels together first, then make the second wire, which we also have to measure. once this wire has been cut, we just gotta obviously strip the insulation off, and my crimps I think are on their last days. I think it's time for some new tools, guys. I think these crimps have had their fair share of life. What they're doing is every time I clamp down, they're basically separating. So one handle's going this way and the other one's going this way. So it's not cutting as cleanly as I want it to cut. But I always like to round off my my wires before I crimp them, and I have these crimps that were on board. The previous owner has like an entire box full of these. So for these temporary solutions, it's nice because I have plenty of supplies and I don't have to scavenge these crimps. Although there are a lot of other supplies that I'm missing. So nuts and bolts, as some of you have seen, I'm certainly missing a lot of those. But plenty of these, guys. Okay, first two sets of wires have been run. So it's just going from positive to positive, negative to negative. So we're gonna run these in parallel. I tested these with a voltmeter, so we're getting the appropriate amount of voltage. Now it's just time to measure that wire that's gonna go into this hole and all the way around. So I'm gonna grab that distance and see if I got anything on board that's gonna make that. So I need about 13 foot of wire to make it from that one solar panel all the way around the roof to basically this hole on the outside, and then up here and behind this door, which is where I want to put the solar charge controller, the one that I have at the moment. So I have a bag from the wires I removed from the closet. So I'm gonna go scour that bag and hope that there are 13 uninterrupted feet of the appropriate wire in that bag. Bam! Let's go searching. This might be my lucky day. I was literally on the way to the bag and I left a couple wires outside of the bag, and bam, here we go. I found a wire that is like 12.5 foot long, uninterrupted. So could be my lucky day because I do overmeasure. So I compensate for extra wires if I need something, or not just wires, whatever it is. This might work. I'm gonna run it the entire length and see if it works. Okay, before I can even test my hypothesis, my original plan has been reworked. So I can't go through these holes. There's not enough room to fit these wires in there. And also, again, I'm not even sure what this does yet. I don't know what part of the sail that operates. That's how bad of a sailor I am. So what I think I'm gonna do is feed this wire through here. And I can see a small opening on that side, and where it leads is right over here. I don't think I'm gonna disconnect this hatch, but that hole right there, I think I can drill that out. It was a giant pain in the ass to try to get them from this side, because that is a really small hole. So it's still a pain in the ass to do it from this side. I just need to angle the wire when I feed it in there so that I can catch it on the other side. I have not been successful yet. So this might take a minute. We're so close. We're so close. They're right there. They're right there. If I just had a pair of like needle nose pliers or something, please. That's all I need. Finally got this wire. And the funny thing is, I mean, funny for you guys, maybe not so much for me, because I don't even know if this wire is long enough. So I'm gonna feed this whole entire wire through here with enough room so I can connect it to that solar panel. And again, crossing my fingers, I'm hoping this thing is freaking long enough. I'm leaving just enough to get in here and connect to the other terminals, and just run this wire. Hope it's long enough. It ain't long enough. It just shy of where I need it to be. I need it to be like over here, and it's just coming up here. And again, this being a temporary solution, I now have to make a decision to either find the appropriate wire, which I don't think I'm going to do in this case, or put the solar charge controller right on here. Not a bad spot for it. I can see the voltage while I'm working, or just extend these wires. I think I like the solar charge controller idea over here. This is happening. So solar charger controller, if I can only say that correctly, is hooked up on this wall, and I have 2 wires running down along to the battery. So what I have to do now is disconnect the old controller wires and crimp new connections on those black and white wires. Then connect them to the batteries and see if we are getting incoming power from the solar panels. I highly doubt we'll get anything because it's already evening time, but there are times when it shows a trickle charge even in the evening. So that's what I'm trying to check for. If not, I'll have to wait till tomorrow morning. Finally, morning time. There we go. Solar panels are working and we are charging the batteries. I have one cable that's charging my phone and another one charging my battery bank, which is usually what I use for my phone, but that thing went dead because I didn't have solar panels for a couple days. So here we go. Fully working solar panels. I'm thinking 240, 250 watts is going to be plenty of power for now to charge those batteries. I gotta break out my laptop and edit this video for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoy this video, please drop it a like, and I'll see you on the next episode.